This block is called the Baton Rouge block. Don't ask me why. It's from Generations Quilt patterns again, and it comes in 3 sizes, and we're doing all 3. Whether we use all 3 in the quilt at the end of the day, it says 10 inch, but that means it's 10 inch finished or a 10.5 unfinished, which is what we're going to do. Once you've pulled it off, I only ever pull these 2 off. I always save on my print. Then you can either watch me or read the method on the Generations Quilt. Unless I haven't looked at YouTube, whether anybody else has done the Baton Rouge, I don't know. I used very pale colours. If you look at I've done this in black and white to save ink, but if you look at the Generations Quilt block on the site, you'll see it in different colours. You may want to consider that while you're making this one. This is the 10.5 unfinished, and we're going to make the medium size, the next one down. So these are all the bits you need for, and I'm doing the this is the 7.5 inch one. Take one of your large ones and a ruler and draw 2 diagonals from corner to corner. That's one. That's 2. You sew either side of them lines, and we're going to make half square triangles the easy way. So once you do right sides together, so you draw on the back side of your lighter one, and I think I've got to do my bobbin. 1/4 inch seam allowance either side of the lines. And that's undone. While we've got the sewing machine in front of us, you get your next 2 pieces with the long pieces right sides together, and just sew them together 1/4 inch. There you go. And obviously then you press to the darker side. Finger pressing is absolutely fine for now. There you go, and then we'll show how to cut them. Right, this is 5 1/4. Check your sizes. 5 1/4, yeah. Half, so you want to cut it down in the middle that way and in the middle that way. So half of 5 is 2 1/2 plus an 1/8. So it's 2 5/8. 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I've already centered mine up the lines on the grid, so just follow your lines down on your board, making sure that one of your lines on the grid, my top line, is matching straight across there. Be very careful how you cut it, don't move it. So leave that there, pick up gently and do exactly the same this side. And then you want to do half on the lines. Again, try not to move, put them back. And do half in between your sewing lines on the other side. What we've actually got is 8. There you go. With this one, you just press that one, and you subcut this one to 2 inches. Cut a little tiny bit off the end to get it to go straight. Then you want 4 2-inch ones. Right, that's your 4 subcuts for that one. These you need to press to the dark side, or the darker side. I should do mine to this blue, and then we have to square these up. So once you've dry ironed them, they've got to be trimmed to 2-inch squares. So let's get this right, 2 inches square, and you need your diagonal line. You want to make sure you've got a ruler with the diagonal line. Concentrate on that corner and that line, 2 inches roughly. It doesn't matter if they're not on, because you can trim it up. So you do 2, so you know they're right. Turn it round, put your 2, make sure that line's again in the middle, your 2 inches on that side, your 2 inches on this side, and then trim whatever else is overhanging on them sides. So that's 2 inches. And do the same again, making sure that your centre line is most important, and that corner, the 2 inch where it meets, is on that corner. Trim 2 sides, turn, make sure that your diagonal line is on, your 2 inch join is on the bottom bit, and then trim whatever you've got left, and that makes 2 inches, and do the rest. Right, the first thing we need to do once you've got all your bits assembled is follow the pattern. Now I've already got one made, so I can follow that. So whichever colour you've decided to do, so one of mine goes that way. Then I need a white, making sure I've got right sides out. And I need one of mine to go that way, and then another white goes there. Now you do all 4 the same, so just copy the one you've done, making sure it's correct, check it twice. So sew them 2 together, then them 2 together, and then sew them together that way. So sew them 2 together. Leave that on, get your next 2, sew them 2 together. So open them and put your fold to the dark. Which way does it want to go? Actually it wants to go to that way. Might as well let it go to the way it wants, because where the seams are. So this time it's to the white, or the lighter shade. So both of mine are going that way. So once you've got them opposite, fold them in, and that way they'll nest. Put it to the end. That's it. Just hold that there. That way then all your points should be right, so basically that's the way it is. And it's best if you just, I think it goes up, but I wouldn't press that yet. It all depends on what the other ones do. So do the same for all four. Right, so once you've done all four, this is the way now obviously I'm not pressed the back at the moment because I've got to put these in to find out which way I've got to press these. So the first one I've got to go in that way. The second one I've got one going that way, and it looks like that is in each corner. Always checking their where your other ones are. And that goes that way. That one going down there, that one there, that one there, there, there and there, there and there. Then these go there. So, and it goes with, I've got mine with my yellow in the middle. Like that. Obviously whichever colour you use, whichever looks best on yours. But I've got one of those missing, so I need to find me 2-inch one for the inside. So an 8. Is that 2 inches? Yep, so I found one, I found the others actually. I did get mixed up. And you put your 2-inch, make sure it's the right way around in the centre. And that is called a Baton Rouge. Don't ask me why. I hadn't a clue. So once you've got them all laid out in the order, you sew these 3 together. Now, this is obviously going to the dark side. So each one of those. So obviously this one is going to go the opposite way. So this one needs to be pressed down. This one needs to be pressed down. That one doesn't need that one. Hang on a minute. Anyway, do what you can. Right, so I just checked all mine. So these, I've got mine going the wrong way in the centre ones. So I've turned them, I've got them going down now, not up. If you do that on all 4, then when you look at the back on the next ones, they should nest with how these are, including this going to that side, this going to that side, and this going to that side. They should all nest. So I'd got mine going the wrong way, so just check your 2-inch long ones. So I've got my first line, and they should all nest when you're putting them together now. So anchor the first bit, check that they're all going the right way, and make them nest. Do it up to there, put a needle in, so that's secure now, and then check that this is going to the end. So that one's done. And then you join the next one, and that should nest as well if you've done them the right way. So all my seams nested, and that's what you should have, those 3. So let me just check. Right, they want to go to the inside, so we'll press these to the inside and the middle one to the outside. So there they are, all pressed, with the top and the bottom going to the seams pressed to the inside and the middle pressed to the outside, and then the centres should nest. Making sure that you've still got these in the right place and you haven't twisted them. So I've still got that in that corner, that in that corner, and then two the same in these corners, so that one's right. Put the ends together first and anchor them. And then make sure that all your seams all the way across nest. Go. That is the next size down on the Baton Rouge. There you go. So, what did I do there? I think I let them lie where they wanted to lie, so they just went to the inside, just like that one. There you go. Press it to the inside. And that's another one done. I've got to do the next size and I've got to cut my fabric for mine. I think that's block 10.